Bears, and we saw what happened last night. Good thing is the preseason is over. We can look forward to the regular season a week from Sunday. Dan Katz, Big Cat from Barstool Sports. And so, what did you think last night? The highlight to me had to be Santonio Holmes, right?
It absolutely was. That was the big question going into the game. Can he make the roster? Can he be a contributor to this roster? He came in, had a nice touchdown. He also had a punt return, and that's a big question. The special teams, who's going to return the kicks? Who's going to, be there in punt coverage? I think he can do both.
Yeah, here he is right here. Former Super Bowl MVP. A lot of questions about this guy. Some baggage in terms of his demeanor and behavior over the years.
There is baggage, but once you get a player like Santonio Holmes, he's 30 years old. This is probably the end of the line.
He's got some motivation.
Right, exactly. So he understands that, he has to do everything that he's asked to make the team. He wasn't playing, punt return for the Jets. He did earlier in his career, but now he's back to a point where he has to do everything that Coach Trestman wants, and he's going to do that.
And he's not being expected. He's not expected to be the #1 guy.
No, exactly. He should have some great opportunities, especially with the weapons around him.
Johnny Manziel, we saw him as the Snickers eating dance instructor a little bit, and then we saw him run a little bit and throw poorly a little bit, didn't we?
That's kind of Johnny Jam Boogie's thing these days. He's a dynamic player. People love to talk about him, love to see where he's going on vacation and whatnot. But he can't. He's a little bit rough around the edges, especially for the NFL, stage. So he didn't win the starting job. We'll see if he gets in there at some point this year.
All right, let's cut to the big picture as we look ahead. Jay Cutler, of course, needs to stay healthy for the Bears to have a chance this year. Is this finally the year he puts it all together, do you think?
Well, that's the big thing. It's if he stays healthy, and that's kind of what we're now expecting from all our athletes in Chicago. It's if Derrick Rose stays healthy, if Elena Del Don stays healthy. But I think he will stay healthy. I think he'll be top 3 MVP.
Wait. Did I just hear that right?
Top 3 MVP vote getter. You can mark that down.
Did you sleep last night?
I didn't sleep. I never sleep.
Okay.
I actually had a pizza last night, so I'm a little carb heavy, a little too much salt for the face, but I'm sticking with it. Top 3 MVP.
I like your optimism. I'm not so sure I agree with you, but I like it. All right, but here's the thing, though, the defense. We saw these guys last week against Seattle, and they couldn't stop anybody. We know what they did last year. I know Seattle, a lot of people do that to teams in their building out there, but they've improved on the line, but I see holes at linebacker. I see holes in the secondary. What do you think?
That's the big question is linebacker, secondary, because I think the defensive line is actually going to be a strength for this team. You have to remember, though, this team doesn't have to be a top 10 defense. Average is okay with what Jay Cutler's going to do, with what the offense is going to do. So we're hoping with the defensive line basically completely retooled, they will be average.
Right, and a lot of times, as you know, you put that pressure on the other quarterback, and the secondary looks better because of it.
Exactly.
Right? All right, final deal here. We're about to begin the real deal. I see a 10-win team. What do you see?
I'll one-up you. I'll go 11 wins.
You're going 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a lot of optimism for this team.
Does 11 wins win the division?
Yes.
Yes. Dan Katz checking in.
Aaron Rodgers will probably get hurt again. We have his number now. Not really.
All right, lay off the carbs now. Okay. All right, thanks. Good to see you. Big Cat. Talk to you soon, buddy. Back to you.
But he didn't leave his mustache on the pizza, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, maybe just got a couple of crumbs on it, but he looks good today.
Dusted it off.
Yeah, and also 11 victories, and Dan Katz saying they're going to win that division, head into the playoffs. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pull that one up.